In the 1980s, NFL offenses were evolving fast, quarterbacks were becoming stars, and wide receivers were stealing the spotlight. But then came a man who flipped the entire game upside down. His name? Lawrence Taylor. Known simply as LT, he wasn't just another linebacker. He was a storm in shoulder pads. Offenses that once looked unstoppable suddenly looked terrified. Coaches had to redesign entire playbooks just to deal with him. Quarterbacks dreaded seeing that number 56 coming off the edge because they knew one thing: if he reached you, you weren't just getting sacked, you were getting crushed. But what made Taylor so different? Was it his speed, his raw power, or the way he redefined the very meaning of defense? Today, we're diving deep into the legend of Lawrence Taylor, the man many still call the most fearsome defender in NFL history. The arrival of a new force in 1981, the New York Giants took a gamble that would change football forever. With the second overall pick in the NFL draft, they selected a linebacker out of North Carolina named Lawrence Taylor. At first glance, Taylor didn't look like the typical linebacker. He wasn't just strong, he was explosive, with the speed of a running back and the ferocity of a defensive lineman. From the moment he stepped on the field, it was clear the league had never seen anything quite like him. Taylor didn't just join the NFL, he erupted into it. In his rookie season, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, an achievement almost unheard of. Quarterbacks, who had once studied defenses with confidence, suddenly found themselves second-guessing every snap, wondering where number 56 might appear. Offensive coordinators who had spent years perfecting passing schemes were forced to redesign their entire playbooks just to deal with him. It wasn't just about statistics, it was about presence. Every time Taylor lined up, the energy in the stadium shifted. Fans knew something violent, fast, and unforgettable was about to happen. The NFL had just welcomed a new kind of monster, and his name was Lawrence Taylor. Redefining the linebacker position before Lawrence Taylor. Linebackers were tough, but predictable. Their job was simple: stop the run, drop into coverage, and occasionally blitz. But Taylor didn't play by those rules. He tore the rulebook apart and wrote his own. With his freakish combination of speed, strength, and aggression, he redefined what it meant to be a linebacker. Instead of waiting for plays to come to him, Taylor attacked. He turned the outside linebacker position into a weapon, exploding off the edge with such force that offensive tackles struggled to even get a hand on him. He wasn't just a defender, he was a disruptor. His ability to pressure quarterbacks from angles they weren't prepared for created chaos on every snap. Coaches quickly realized this wasn't just a great player, this was a new way of playing defense. Teams had to start inventing new protection schemes, keeping tight ends and running backs into block, all just to slow Taylor down. He made entire offenses shift their focus, something unheard of for a defensive player. By the mid-80s, every young linebacker wanted to play like LT. He wasn't just playing the position, he was redefining it for an entire generation. Moments of pure dominance. Taylor's career was filled with highlight reels that looked more like horror shows for opposing quarterbacks. One of his most unforgettable moments came on Monday Night Football in 1985, when he delivered a crushing hit on Washington quarterback Joe Theismann, breaking his leg in one of the most shocking plays in NFL history. That moment, though tragic, became a symbol of just how terrifying LT could be, a single player capable of ending a game, or even a career with one hit. But it wasn't just about one play. Taylor's dominance was week after week, season after season. In 1986, he recorded 20.5 sacks, an almost unthinkable number at the time, and carried the Giants' defense to a Super Bowl victory. Every snap felt like a countdown for the quarterback. How long before LT broke through? Coaches described him as unstoppable. Teammates said he played like he was possessed, and rivals admitted they couldn't sleep the night before facing him. Taylor didn't just play the game, he took it over. By the late 80s, fans didn't just watch Giants games for the score. They watched to see what Lawrence Taylor would do next. Fear, respect, and controversy. Lawrence Taylor wasn't just feared on the field, he was respected even by those who hated facing him. Quarterbacks admitted they adjusted their throws, linemen confessed they needed double or even triple teams, and coaches built entire game plans just to slow him down. To earn that level of fear is rare. To earn it consistently year after year is legendary. But with greatness came controversy. Taylor's aggressive style of play often pushed the limits. Some critics argued that he was too violent, that his hits blurred the line between hard football and outright destruction. Off the field, LT's lifestyle became almost as famous as his dominance on Sundays. Stories of late nights, wild behavior, and battles with personal demons followed him throughout his career. And yet, through it all, one fact remained clear. When Lawrence Taylor put on that Giants uniform, none of it mattered. His teammates trusted him, his opponents feared him, and the fans adored him. He was chaos and brilliance rolled into one, a man who forced the NFL to confront both his dominance and his flaws. Taylor wasn't just a player, he was a phenomenon. And with that came both glory and shadow. The legacy of Lawrence Taylor by the time the 1980s ended. Lawrence Taylor had done more than just dominate. He had changed football forever. Coaches began drafting faster, more athletic linebackers, hoping to find the next LT. Offensive coordinators started designing new protection schemes just to handle the chaos he created. Even today, when analysts talk about the greatest defenders of all time, Taylor's name is usually the first to be mentioned. He finished his career as a 10-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and 1986 NFL MVP, the last defensive player to win that award. But numbers alone don't capture his impact. Lawrence Taylor brought fear, excitement, and unpredictability to every snap. He made defense must-watch television. Yes, his career came with controversies and personal struggles, but on the field, his legacy remains untouched. To this day, players and fans agree. There was only one Lawrence Taylor, and the game has never seen another like him. And that's why many still call him the most fearsome defender in NFL history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legend of Lawrence Taylor, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the icons who shaped the NFL.